Ronnie get my vote. Stacy get my vote. My vote. My vote. Ingrid get my vote. Shayla get my vote. PVIM get my vote. My vote. My vote.
I am Marvin Blyden, candidate for the 5th Electoral District. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come to 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them ain't fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy, transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no, Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote, my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote, my vote. Only he can make it better. MB is the man. With Ronnie at the helm, PVIM got the plan. Resilience, integrity, them can't match. If pressure get real, well, Ingrid have his back. Walk on with the school. Shayna, she have the tools, them to use. Every child play a part in the future. So Stacy won't ignore the youths. Vote fast, pass fast. 5th District, give Marvin a chance. Oh, vote.
This is MB, and I approve this message.
Go vote, my people. We found hope. Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. Ronnie get my vote. Stacy get my vote. My vote, my vote. Ingrid get my vote. Shayna get my vote. PVIM get my vote. My vote, my vote.
I am Marvin Blyden, candidate for the 5th Electoral District. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come to 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them ain't fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy, transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no, Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote, my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote, my vote. Only he can make it better. MB is the man. With Ronnie at the helm, PVIM got the plan. Resilience, integrity, them can't match. If pressure get real, well, Ingrid have his back. Walk on with the school. Shayna, she have the tools, them to use. Every child play a part in the future. So Stacy won't ignore the youths. Vote fast, pass fast. 5th District, give Marvin a chance. Oh, vote.
This is MB, and I approve this message.
Go vote, my people. We found hope. Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. Ronnie get my vote. Stacy get my vote. My vote, my vote. Ingrid get my vote. Shayna get my vote. PVIM get my vote. My vote, my vote.
Two. Good evening, 5th District. Good evening, Huntham Scott. We here, and we here tonight with the man himself, the mayor of the 5th District. Not just the gut, the 5th District. So we're going to begin right now, and we're going to ask you all to please stand. Those who can stand, please stand. And we're going to pray and then go into the territorial song. So let us pray. Heavenly Father and our God, Lord, we come here tonight in this 5th district of Hampton's Gut, in this territory of our beloved Virgin Islands. We come, oh God, tonight standing as men and women willing and ready to serve the people of these Virgin Islands, but serve them with integrity, serve them with hope, serve them with transparency, most so, oh God, putting the priorities of the people back to the top. We pray, oh God, for the proceedings tonight. We pray that especially our speaker and the member that we have, the candidate for the 5th district, oh God, that you will bless him, bless his family, and bless all of us, oh God. Lord, let us get to the place where we know and understand doing right. There is nothing wrong with doing what's right. So bless us as we go through in this rally here in the 5th district, down in the gut, as we move our way up to the hill. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Please remain standing if you can for the territorial song.
Out of the huts of history's pains, our ancestors bled and died. But with strength and with power we overcame to restore Virgin Islands' pride. To preserve the beauty we devised a plan to obtain ownership of your precious land. Educating your people is the golden key to maintain the success of this territory. Oh, how radiant are your daughters, and how wealthy are your sons. Your beaches boast your beauty, and your success is second to none. Our hopes and pride. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied. Oh, beautiful Virgin Islands, your qualities can never be denied.
All right. We are here. Huntum's Gut, we are here. The Progressive Virgin Islands movement is here. The Blue Wave is here. The people with integrity are here. And we are here with the mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Marvin Turnbull, the 2nd district candidate with the Progressive Virgin Islands movement team. And as we get ready, I need to hear some energy. Dre, where's our campaign song? Give me the campaign song, Dre. Let them know that PVIM is here. Give me the campaign song.
I say them got to go, them really got to go. I say them got to go, we can't take them no more.
We are ready to move. Oh, yes, we have the power.
Oh, we need some energy in this place tonight.
You deserve so much more. You deserve something new.
Force,
Force.
North, no more of them, North.
You got the vote, PVIM.
Force, North, no more of them, North.
Virgin Islands, let's move. Progressive Virgin Islands, let's move.
All right. We're not going to keep you long. For those of you who have Facebook, the Movement VI is our Facebook page. Please share it to a friend, tell a friend that we are live here in the 5th District of Huntom's Gut. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to keep you too long. I'm going to go right into it because we have a lady that is very strong. We have a lady that I called for 4 years, Madam Speaker. We have a lady that is a lawyer by profession. We have a lady that stands up and speaks up for what is right. And she doesn't back down to any bullying or threats because she believes in this British Virgin Islands. We have a lady that has served this territory in many capacities. We have a lady that understands that the social ills that affect our society, the social ills that affect those most vulnerable in our society needs to be addressed. We have a lady that when she speaks from a place of conviction. We have a lady that has been blazing the trail on this campaign trail with this Progressive Virgin Islands Movement team. We have a lady by the name of Ingrid Moses Scatliff. Please stand on your feet and welcome her. We will.
Ingrid, I am with Ingrid. She's ready to bring it, so everybody sing it. Yes, I am with Ingrid. I am with Ingrid. She's ready to bring it, so everybody sing it. Election day, vote for Ingrid Moses. She don't play, everybody knows it. Election day, vote for Ingrid Moses.
Good evening, voters and residents of District 5, and everyone listening online or on the radio. I know many of you in this district were ardent supporters of your former representative, the late Honorable Dolores Christopher. I had the pleasure of having her serve as Deputy Speaker when I was the Speaker of the House of Assembly for 2 consecutive terms. Honorable Dolores Christopher was a woman who loved the Virgin Islands. She was a woman who saw beyond the present experiences we are having. And that is because she lived a long enough life to have experienced the BVI before its booming economy. And I believe she served in elected office to ensure that generations of Virgin Islanders would not have to go back to a Virgin Islands and a Virgin Islands economy of her youth. She saw the possibilities in us as a people, and we worked to realize that. Tonight, I want to let some people know and to remind those that might want to forget that it was people like Marvin M.B. Blyden who saw the passion and drive in Honorable Dolores Christopher, and he was the one who did the real work to ensure that she got elected to the House of Assembly. MB was the general in that army of district residents that said Honorable Dolores Christopher was the right person to turn the district around. And she surely did that. She fought for roads to be cut, and now look at how many homes were built because government took on the burden of that cost. She fought to allow different businesses led by people in the district to be developed so that people in the 5th could have their own community and their own businesses. And the Honorable Dolores Christopher fought to ensure the children and the elderly had a place and resources to develop right in this district. Again, it was Mr. Marvin M.B. Blyden who was right there making sure it all got done. The humility with which MB served the district then makes me confident that he has stepped up to lead this district, not because it was some long dream to be a politician, but he stepped up because the 5th district needs an MB. The 5th district needs an MB to take this district to the next level. With a PVIM administration backing his every move, you can count on us to deliver his plans and initiatives to truly revive District 5. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen of the 5th District, I ask you to put your confidence behind a man that is a proven businessman, a man that the young and old alike know has their back, a man who has never left the district and who has spent his entire life building up this district and investing in this community and the people in this territory. MB is a man who knows his community and a man that you will know will never leave the people of the 5th District behind. Tonight, we ask you to let him represent you and your interests in the next House of Assembly. Permit me for a few minutes to speak to our wider Virgin Islands family. I stand before you this evening as a resident who cares deeply about the well-being of our villages and communities and who we are as a wider Virgin Islands family. As we all know, our community is currently facing challenges that require our collective efforts in order to overcome. But challenges also present opportunities for growth and development. And I believe that this community and the entire Virgin Islands has the potential to reimagine itself as a vibrant, thriving, and united community that cares for its young people and has a strong and diverse economy. In the verbal sparring of this campaign season, I find myself disheartened and uncomfortable that the Virgin Islands Party wants us to forget their complete mismanagement of our affairs and the feeling of embarrassment, anger, and shame we all felt on the afternoon of Thursday, April 28, 2022. Now today, that very same party is asking us to trust them for another 4 years. No way. Yes, we have had a global pandemic, and yes, there is much uncertainty throughout the world. But why should we trust a Virgin Islands Party administration with shaping our future again? How many of you have been challenged with your businesses due to their poor approach to the economy? We need persons in the House of Assembly who have a few fresh ideas and persons who know what they are doing and are truly about the people's business. It is a PVIM administration that I know will help set our territory back on course again. And here is how we will do it. Firstly, let us talk about our economy. Our community has a wealth of natural resources contained in the minds of our people. Our tourism product and our environment, both on land and sea. We need to harness these resources to create sustainable economic growth with a unified and collective approach. I propose that we establish a community-led economic development committee. This committee will comprise of local business leaders and organizations, educators, and community representatives. This committee will be tasked with identifying economic opportunities, developing a strategic plan, and implementing programs and initiatives to support local businesses and entrepreneurs while realizing that plan. While the government considers ways to attract meaningful investments from abroad, to have a coalition of business-minded individuals and organizations helping to diversify our business interests, we stand a greater opportunity to truly have our people ready to capitalize on external investments coming into our territory. With an active economy and better partnership with the private sector, government can then invest in infrastructural development, including transportation and reliable communication networks to make our community more accessible and connected. Secondly, we need to take care of our young people who are the future of our territory. We hear this saying all the time, but we are truly preparing our young people, but are we truly preparing our young people to run their leg of this race? We have spoken extensively during this campaign on the need to provide a modern education for our young people and how we need to support professionals doing the work of educating our students. But there is more that can be done outside of school to support our youth. Our administration will properly fund the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports so that they regularly lead programs that will focus on providing additional education, training, and mentorship opportunities for our young people. This investment means the hiring and retention of the right people to do more with the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports. It is vital that we make these investments in the people that will be charged with molding our young people so that they can be properly guided along a path that will see them succeed personally, a path that will help them understand the value they have to our community and the commitment they must make in helping us get to where we need to be. Finally, it is my belief that we need to be more united as a community. We have allowed a myriad of things tell us a story that we should be fighting against each other, but no one gains from that. We must recognize that we are all in this together, and our collective efforts will determine our success. To this end, I propose that we establish a community cohesion program that will focus on fostering trust, understanding, and respect among different groups within our community. The young and old, women and men, parents and teachers, civic organizations, and the like. This is where I believe that yet again, our churches and places of faith can play a vital role in helping us reimagine what community really means and restoring that very sense of community and being our brothers and sisters' keeper. This program will involve community dialogue, cultural events, and other initiatives so that we can instill a greater sense of identity towards what it means to be a Virgin Islander, who we are as a community, as well as a chance to celebrate our diversity and promote social cohesion. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, our territory is at a critical juncture, and the decisions we make on April 24th will shape our future. We have the potential to reimagine ourselves as a vibrant, thriving, and united Virgin Islands community, a community that cares for its young people and has a strong and diverse economy. By working together, we can overcome our challenges and create a brighter future for ourselves and future generations. We can restore the soul of our territory. I ask you to help us to do this by voting for Team PVIM on Election Day. Let us elect a PVIM government to the 5th House of Assembly to ensure that the reputation and the integrity of the Virgin Islands is restored. let us elect Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton to lead the charge, along with his entire team, to reset the trajectory and put the territory back on track. Ladies and gentlemen of the 5th District, with the PVIM team, I feel much hope that there is a vision for tomorrow for these Virgin Islands. On advanced polling day on April 20th and on election day on April 24th, I ask you for your support for me, Ingrid Moses Catliff, and the entire PVIM team. We have with us in the 1st District, Sylvain Romney Moses. From the 2nd District, Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull. From the 4th District, Ian Smith. From the 5th District, our very own Marvin M.B. Blyden. From the 9th District, Honorable Shireen Flax Charles. And your 4 at-large candidates, Shayna Smith Archer, Stacey Bodamata, myself, Ingrid Moses Catliff, and the next Premier of the Virgin Islands, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton. Thank you for listening, and may we all continue to work towards a better territory for ourselves and future generations.
Everybody sing it. Election day, vote for Ingrid Moses. She don't play, everybody knows it. Election day, vote for Ingrid Moses. Catliff, Ingrid Moses, Catliff. 'Cause integrity is a practice. Yes, I am voting for Ingrid Moses, Catliff. Ingrid is someone we trust to stand up for us.
Yeah! Somebody say yeah! Integrity matters. Honorable Moses Catliff, you set us to where we're going tonight. You let us know that we cannot ignore what has happened. We cannot sweep under the rug where we are in this territory. And we must be awakened to where we have to go as a territory. And that arrow behind me says that we have to go upward. We have to go upward. We have to come up from holding our heads down low and holding our heads up high, and we will do it under the leadership of Ronnie W. Skelton as the next Premier of these Virgin Islands. I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that while we are here tonight in the 5th District, we have some more upcoming events. Tomorrow night we will join our leader, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton, as he sits on a panel discussion with the other leaders with the Virgin Islands Civil Servants Association. And then on the 10th of April, we'll have a meet and greet for the Easter Parade in Virgin Gorda. And then on Wednesday, April 12th, please join us and tune in to radio station ZBVI and our Facebook page, where we will have solution time with Progressive Virgin Islands Movement. Because while some others are complaining about what's going on, while others are doing all kinds of other things, we are here to bring and offer solutions to you, the people of the Virgin Islands. And we have a team that is filled with solutions. And we have a leader that understands how to get the job done. So, ladies and gentlemen, join the movement. Tell a friend to tell your auntie, to uncle, cousin, granny, and grandfather that the movement is here, that change is on the horizon, and that our BVI will be in a much better and brighter and more empowered and hopeful place with a progressive Virgin Islands movement government. You heard from Ingrid Moses Catliff just now. And I want to take the time to introduce the next speaker. Without consistency, there is no progress. And without persistency, there can be no change. This next individual happens to be a very special friend of mine, who with her consistency is coming and presenting herself before you, the people of the Virgin Islands, for a fourth time, because she believes in serving her Virgin Islands. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a project manager. She is an engineer by profession. She has worked with the Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton in many projects and completed them on budget and on time. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady comes and hails from the West End area. I want you to stand to your feet and welcome my sister and friend. Welcome to the podium, the next territorial member of the House of Assembly under this Progressive Virgin Islands Movement team, Shayna Smith Archer.
Shayna, vote Shayna. Who we voting for? Shayna. Let me go. Hey. Now is the time. Here is the place. Shayna's the one. Let's make the choice for change. Restoring the hope for a bright tomorrow. Progressive Virgin Islands. Come join the movement. Put China in there, we put her to work, watch her tackle the issues. With PVIM at the helm, I said we're moving forward.
5th District family, friends, and residents, good evening. My name is Shayna Marianne Smith Archer. I am the daughter of an educator, mechanic, truck, and taxi driver, and the granddaughter of a baker and the best peppermint candy maker, fisherman, farmer, boat builder, and captain. I am the product of people who believe in hard work and doing whatever is asked of them with excellence. And it is because of them that I am here as one of your Progressive Virgin Islands Movement at-large candidates, ready to serve as a representative of the people in the next House of Assembly. My love for science and math led me to become an engineer, and I have spent my career solving problems, like when, as the project engineer in the Ministry of Finance, I traveled with Permanent Secretary Letsom and Project Officer Smith of the Premier's office to talks and Caicos to visit their new state-of-the-art track and field facility when we were upgrading the A.O. Shirley Recreation Grounds. A full design was done for a stadium with locker rooms, physiotherapy rooms, gym, and concession stand alongside the Mondo track, but it was shelved. I will ensure that the PVIM team dust off the files and place funding in the budget for the completion of this project so that our athletes have the necessary training facilities to become Olympians. As a community-minded individual, I have always been deeply concerned about the state of affairs of our territory, and I have made it my mission over the years to courageously speak out against injustice through my talk shows or commentaries. I have been actively working towards creating a brighter future for the next generation of Virgin Islanders through nonprofit organizations, the Civil Service Association, and the BVI Chamber of Commerce. I stood up for better salaries and safe and healthy workplaces for public officers, and lobbied on behalf of businesses for fair policy, efficient procedures, and common sense laws that help business progress. On the campaign trail these past months, I continue to hear in every district the cries of our people for a better quality of life. They are not asking for a hand out, but a hand up. And that is what the Progressive Virgin Islands Movement is about: empowerment of our people. I approach this campaign with humility and acknowledge the importance of the trust I am asking you to place in me as a territorial representative. The responsibility is one where my district is every district from 1 to 9. And I pledge to be your voice of hope and agent of change for a better tomorrow. I will actively engage with community members to listen to their concerns and ideas and work together to find solutions that benefit everyone. For example, when speaking with a doctor recently, he spoke about the need for a hospice care center, which I can personally relate to. Within a month of the 2019 election campaign, I was in Florida with my father seeking cancer treatment. And when we returned home, his care was left to us, and it was a serious responsibility. I can't imagine what persons who don't have the resources do. And so, your next government, a PVIM administration, will make hospice care a priority. Yes. And I need to pause here for a minute for those who want to know what inspires me still to continue to offer myself for service. And it is simple. I live by my mantra: if you are not part of the solution, you are a part of the problem. It is not enough for me to point out the issues but we have, but we must be one who is willing to walk the talk. Sometimes being a responsible citizen means being willing to make personal sacrifices for the benefit of others. And so, when I look at the fact that in 10 years, administrations have spent $4 billion taxpayers' dollars, and we do not see or feel it in our daily lives, I put back on my running shoes. I am tired of the busyness but little progress in our country over the past 20 years. We are better than this and deserve leadership who will restore the hope of the people. I am also here because I believe wholeheartedly that more women need to be involved in the management of our country to bring gender equality and a balanced perspective. Imagine, only 3 women elected out of 13 in the last House of Assembly, and 0 of 5 ministers in the cabinet in 2019. This is inexcusable, and both men and women should say that this must change now. It is time to empower our women to pursue careers of their choice. And as Michelle Obama said, to empower our women to pursue, and as Michelle Obama said, no country can ever truly flourish if it stifles the potential of its women and deprives itself of the contribution of half of its citizens. Many of you know I am somewhat of a history nerd, and while researching the history of Virgin Islands women in politics for a documentary project I'm working on, I learned something interesting about a lady I admired from childhood as confident and bold. She ran for office 3 times before being elected, and then served 3 terms until she retired. This state woman is none other than our very own Mrs. Eileen L. Parsons. She first ran for political office in 1983 in District 5 and was elected as an at-large candidate in 1995. And as my people taught me, it is important to give them their flowers while they're living. So fellow Virgin Islanders, please stand and join me in saluting her perseverance and desire to be the change that she desired to be. Ms. P, you came through an era where sexism was hushed but evident, but you endured. And I hope that I can also inspire the next generation of women legislators and public administrators to contribute in this field because women in leadership matter. Women by nature are planners and implementers, and that is what our country is in dire need of right now. I pledge on behalf of my women colleagues that my women colleagues and I will lead in the House of Assembly with compassion, attention to detail, determination, and professionalism to bring progress to our beautiful Virgin Islands. For far too long, our Virgin Islands have been plagued by issues such as skyrocketing costs of living, slow economic growth, increase in gun violence, child abuse, and domestic violence, rising poverty, and poorly maintained infrastructure. People are genuinely hurting, even though we live in a billion-dollar economy. And as a project manager, when I do the analysis, I realize that money is not the problem, but the lack of vision and priorities are. As one of your next at-large representatives, I will be a defender of the public purse so that we can build a country that future generations can be proud to call home. We are stewards of their future and are accountable to them for laying a foundation that sets them up for success. 5th District family, hope is here. I know without any doubt that with the right vision, planning, and execution, a PVIM government and you can restore an excellent quality of life here in our Virgin Islands. When we are elected, I pledge to use my engineering skills and experience to lead efforts to address these issues head-on. I will bring my project management experience to ensure that we build a country in a way that is sustainable, efficient, and helps those who can't help themselves first. On your behalf, I will focus on all types of infrastructure that raise the quality of life through better paying jobs and business opportunities, access to high quality medical services across our family of islands, and empowerment of our people through a quality education system. My goal is to ensure that every decision made is based on what is priority and guided by the best interests of your families, because families are the bedrock of our society. To build a strong society, we must build families socially, economically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. We must also get back to a village raising our children to give them the strong footing that I came up on. The Progressive Virgin Islands Movement team that stands before you tonight has a clear vision for the future, and you have already heard some of it. And we are asking for your buy-in and to believe in it too. This vision is plain and for such a time as this. With your support, we will make it reality when you hire us for the next House of Assembly. I know that it is talking season, and I want to assure you as an engineer that our platform is not built on empty promises. I will make sure our plans are not from Disneyland, but can happen. Our track records show that we are committed to being transparent, accountable, and responsive. We will look after the needs of every district, as the country's success is tied to each district's success. And I would also like to beg you not to judge us by the mistakes of your former employees, but based on the contributions we have been making in our communities and now want to take it to a national level. Tonight, we are here in support of the plans of our colleague, Mr. Marvin M.B. Blyden, and what he has in store for making the 5th District a place where you and your families can not just survive, but thrive and be successful. I am passionate about making sure that the quality of life of your district and every district is force-walled. Here are some of the areas that I have been speaking about that I will give my 100% support in. Infrastructure overhaul. The 5th District is no exception and needs safe and durable roads across our country. We first need, however, to rebuild the Public Works Department as the engine that will make this possible. They need the staff, equipment, and funds to engineer the roads and install proper guardrails along the hillsides, street lighting, and proper sidewalks. Proper engineering will make our road network safe for drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians. After rebuilding the roads, we need to make sure that they are maintained throughout the year through district maintenance crews, hired full-time and not as a political gimmick. For healthy and sustainable communities, we will meet with each district and develop a district development plan and then merge them to create a national physical development plan. This would ensure that we build our country according to a clear design and not in a piecemeal way. A failure to plan is a plan to fail. And Marvin, I am also eager to help solve the problem of an unreliable water supply in District 5. As we face a similar problem in District 1, where water is off at the most inconvenient of times and makes daily life miserable. This is uncivilized because access to safe, affordable, and reliable drinking water and sanitation services are considered basic human rights according to the United Nations. As your district project manager with a PVIM administration, I will make sure this problem is solved once and for all. To accomplish this new vision for our country, your PVIM team will need a high-performing public service to govern successfully. We will continue with the Commission of Inquiry reforms to upgrade good governance. The next order of business is to complete the multiple projects to digitize government processes and procedures to make our systems more efficient and accessible anywhere at any time. This is especially important for our sister island residents who still have to come to Tortola to access basic government services. The application or payment of services should be online and only major matters require travel. There should also be a line in departments to fast-track sister island residents as they are under the tyranny of the clock as soon as they step on the dock. It is the little things like this that matter. We must learn to be more empathetic to our family members and ensure the standard of living is the same across the waters. As a former public officer, the morale of government employees matters to me, and the low morale needs to be addressed. A PVIM government will follow through on the current salary review because the new premier, who was the Minister of Finance that funded the last review, knows how to get the job done. Better compensation packages are needed to attract our best and brightest minds and stop the brain drain in the public, police, and the teaching services. I have heard enough stories of public officers living paycheck to paycheck, and a solution to this is a priority for our team. In addition to better pay, the implementation of a contributing pension fund is needed to provide better retirement packages that will allow retirees to afford to live comfortably in their senior years and not to have to seek employment because the pensions are less than 50% of their salary and cannot sustain them. District 5, you are a part of the business hub of our country, and small businesses are the backbone of our economy, providing the goods, services, tax revenue, and employment that we need to survive and thrive. A PVIM government understands its role in the economy is to regulate businesses through clear policy, efficient processes, and common sense legislation that creates a fair playing field to do business in. When businesses grow, the economy grows. Our chairman and the Virgin Islands' next premier understands that his administration must care for and support every industry in a way that does not tie one hand behind their backs with red tape and still expect them to be successful. Our young people are our greatest asset, and we must invest in them. They are innovative and recognize the new business trends, but oftentimes need financing to realize their dreams. Through a revitalized National Business Bureau, a program for business grants and loans will be implemented that will help young entrepreneurs to unleash their true potential and be the next economic drivers. A PVIM government will empower the next generation of business leaders to own this economy and build wealth for generations to come. 5th District family. In addition to these, I pledge to support my colleague MB in these and many more solutions that he will outline for your district tonight, because I will be your 5th District project manager. As we are on the countdown to elections, I want to remind all of us about the importance of voting. We understand your disappointment in politicians and politics, but I want to leave with you this thought tonight from George G. Nathan. Bad officials are elected by good citizens who do not vote. And I will say it again. Bad officials are elected by good citizens who don't vote. The Progressive Virgin Islands movement is here because we want you to be able to vote for great officials into the next House of Assembly. We have a team that has demonstrated character, commitment to country, and competence, who will be humble stewards of your affairs. A PVIM team will prioritize the solutions and implement them to improve your quality of life and to show you the power of one vote. If Marvin loses by 1, we have lost a soldier, because your vote matters. We must vote because we have hope that the best years of our beloved Virgin Islands are ahead of us. 5th District family, here is the best reason of all for you to go out early and in full force on the 24th of April. A proven leader in the person of our chairman, Ronnie W. Skelton, is here with a vision and a plan. He has a team of persons that believe in accountability, transparency, and empowerment. We are a team of professionals that are cabinet ready from day one to govern with a fresh and experienced perspective, fairness, and integrity. And if you're wondering still that integrity matters, think about what the author Brené Brown said. Integrity is choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, or easy, and choosing to practice our values rather than simply professing them. Virgin Islands voters, we are asking you to vote with integrity, for integrity, on the 20th of April on Advanced Polling Day and the 24th of April on Elections Day for the Progressive Virgin Islands movement, because integrity matters. And take it from me, your District 5 project manager, do not hire plumbers to do electrical work and wonder why you are sitting in the dark on the 25th of April. We have an electrical engineer who has done it in the past, and he will bring back light to the country again. Virgin Islands family and friends near and abroad, this election is about you hiring the best team for the job to restore public trust in our political leadership. I have been on many project teams, and this one is by far the best. Because we have one mission. We want to see generations of Virgin Islanders that are full of hope and empowered to prosper in their homeland. On the 24th of April, I humbly ask that you look for the arrow that is pointing up for hope and change, and place your trust in me, Shana M. Smith Archer, as one of your next at-large representatives. I also ask the same for my other PVIM at-large colleagues, and they will be in this order on the ballot. Stacey Buddha Mehta for empowerment, because our youth matter. Ingrid Moses Catliff for accountability and restoration of a good quality of life. And our chairman, Ronnie W. Skelton, who will lead us to get the job done with transparency. I also respectfully ask that you also place your district in the hands of Marvin M.B. Blyden, because he will make the 5th better, and with your support, he will get the job done. I ask that you will go with me into the Forest District and pick up my colleague, Sylvia Romney Moses, as the next representative. We move over to the Bay and pick up Melvin Mitch Turnbull in the 2nd District. We come over the hill and pick up Ian Seymour Smith in the 4th. Across the gut, we already picked up Mr. MB. And we go to the east, cross the waters into the 9th District, and our colleague and friend, Honorable Shireen Flax Charles for the 9th District. Thank you and good night.
Shana, vote Shana. Who we voting for? Shana. Let me go. Hey, now is the time. Here is the place. Shana's the one. Let's make the choice for change. Restoring the hope for a bright tomorrow. Progressive Virgin Islands, come join the movement. Put China in there, we put her to work. Watch her tackle the issues.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Put an electrician to do an electrician's job. Don't put a plumber to do an electrician's job. We in darkness. We are in darkness in this BVI. But when you look up in the sky in the morning, the skies are blue, and they represent hope. This team represents the blue team that represents hope. But in the most dismal times, you know, you lay your head down and you, Lord help us, Lord help us. But then when you look up, as long as you can look up, you can get up. And BVI, we are on the rise with the Progressive Virgin Islands movement. Give Shana a round of applause one more time. This is what this team about. MB, I want to tell you, I just was on social media there. I see the people them commented. They look like they're frightened, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. A lot of comments happening, but when you're doing the right thing, that's when people comment the most. They have the most to say. At this time, we're going to move, ladies and gentlemen, because this team understands, as Shayna says, the importance of women. Now, there's some men that say they run the house, but most of them don't run around it. I have learned from my father, who's been married for 44 years, and our chairman who says he's been married for, how much years you said? A lot of years. That the correct answer when dealing with your wife or your woman is yes. Yes, ma'am. So I want to say yes, ma'am. To the next speaker, yes, ma'am. Because she has served, as you heard, for 3 terms and been the deputy chief minister of this country. She's going to come. I call her the queen of political advancement, political intelligence, but more so the queen of representation and culture in this BVI. Please welcome with me to introduce the man of the hour, the mayor of the 5th. Please welcome with me the honorable, the incomparable, Mrs. Eileen Parsons.
I am Marvin Blyden, candidate for the 5th electoral district. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come the 24th. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them and fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy, transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no, Blyden get my vote out. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote out. MB get my vote.
Shayna, imagine I give up the post of Deputy Chief Minister to go in a party with Ronnie Skelton. And today, 22 years later, I am honored to say I am still in a party with Ronnie Skelton, my next premier. A very pleasant evening to all who are present, those who are listening to us via radio, at home and overseas, and those on other communication media, of which there are many. I sincerely hope that at the end of tonight's proceedings, and here I quote from a poem, quote, "Those who came to scoff will remain to pray," unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, before I begin to tell you why I am here, there's a bit of political business I must get out of the way. I have absolute trust and confidence in the decision-making powers of my leader, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton. Me, Eileen Parsons, does tell people, if Ronnie tell me walk across Road Harbor, I'm going to step forth in confidence, and I ain't going to look down, and I'm going to reach board point. My leader went out to sea and caught a major kingfish. He has brought it to the party, and he announced that it is something good. Tonight, I, too, will join my leader and his colleagues and say, Mr. Kingfish, you made a good decision to allow yourself to be caught. I now fully expect you to help us turn the blue wave into a tsunami. Welcome, sir, to the party that matters, and according to candidate Meta, is automatic. Don't tell me I'm that good. Listeners, I am convinced that nothing happens before its time, and Eileen Parsons' time has come to be on a stage in Huntomsgut on the night of April 5th in the year of our Lord, 2023. She is here to endorse the applications of sailors who are seeking employment on motor vessel BVI, and especially one who is living in and applying from this district. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a strong believer in fate and that things happen for a reason. 48 years ago, on the evening of June 15, 1975, I heard a knock on my door where I lived in McNamara. I opened my door, you could do that then, and came face to face with a gallery filled with young men. I knew not one. I asked them why they were here at my door, and the hefty one in front said they wanted to speak to me about festival. I had just returned from St. Thomas, where I had resided for years, and I really knew very few persons. I had walked with festival before leaving home, and me liking to be in thing, I invited them in. Those who were able to find seats sat down, and others just dropped down on the floor. If you know Miss P, you would know what happened after they were seated. I asked if they were old enough to drink. With one voice, they answered a resounding yes. It looked like they had been invited into heaven. I told them what I had, and drinks were served. I was to find out my mistake months later. I put Her Majesty's jail over my head that night. From that night, June 15, 1975, was born Festival Committee 1975 Limited, the best festival committee of all time, and friendships were made that are as solid and lasting as a mixture of skeleton and Tortola concrete. Two of these then young men are here tonight applying to be a sailor and a captain on MV BVI. I am here to endorse them both as worthy of your employment. But I am mostly and most honored to, without fear of contradiction, endorse the one who is applying as a sailor from District 5. It is 48 years since I have known this worthy gentleman. He is among my inner circle of friends, and now he and the next premier are members of the Manchester Fort Thursday Club. I highly applaud his honesty, his love of using hard work to accomplish his many successes. Mr. Marvin Blyden, known to all of us as MB, is one of the kindest human beings I know. It is said that no one knows how he makes money from his ice business, as he gives ice free to all who express a need. It is also said that you can call MB midnight or later about a sick child needing some medication, and he will leave his bed and go to coma to satisfy your need, sometimes for thanks if your funds are low. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the milk of human kindness, and this sailor applicant is filled with it. I ask you to give his application your very serious consideration. You cannot get better. Tonight, we are privileged to be on the Boys gas station site. Before it was leased out and renamed, it was the Huntum's Gut gas station next door to A&M Laundry and MB's Ice. All of these were the dreams brought to fruition by two boys from the gut, MB and his best friend Ishmael Hodge. They bought the land together, divided it in two like Lot and Abraham, and 3 thriving businesses were set up by 2 forward-thinking District 4 and 5 young men. These businesses afford employment to many persons resident in and out of the district. Employers and owners of ship MV BVI. This is the kind of sailor you need. One with a heart, one who can understand his neighbor's pain, one who is highly qualified to navigate the rough and turbulent seas ahead in these BVI waters. Well-qualified sailor Marvin cannot sail the rough seas alone. He will never be able to make it to any shore, and he might even end up on the Anegada Reef. That is why I am asking you to employ his choice of a captain, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton. His choice of sailors are taken from the districts of our beloved homeland. Sailor from District 1 is Mrs. Sylvia Romney Moses, a former Commissioner of Inland Revenue, and may I say, she is a West End woman and nothing no the sea like them. From District 2, Honorable Mitch Turnbull, a financial wizard and mentor of young men. From District 3, yes, me Eileen Parsons said District 3. A seaman of class, Honorable Julian Fraser, an architect by trade. From District 4, boy, it can't get any better. What a find, Mr. Ian Smith. And Mr. Everything in Finance. From District 9, a Virgin Gorda woman of supreme courage, a tourism expert, Honorable Shireen Flax-Charles. And for sailors who can be counted on in every kind of weather, he has joined with the following: Mrs. Shana Smith-Archer, an engineer by profession, and may I say, a cousin to my former husband, and a West End woman who can row a rowboat like no tomorrow. Mr. Stacy Boda Mather, a solid educator and youth promoter by profession. And to keep MVBVI on the right track, we have an in-house lawyer in the person of sailor applicant, Mrs. Ingrid Moses Catliff. Ladies and gentlemen, I am bold and confident enough to offer you the very, very best sailing team you can employ for your motor vessel, MVBVI. Captained by Ellis and Ellen Skelton's son, Ronnie W. Skelton. A sailor seeking employment is your own Marvin M.B. Blyden. This sailor has spent his whole life in District 5. He is a product of the district. He has invested his pennies in the district, and they have multiplied to provide help for countless others. He is so kind that he does not let you leave his presence empty-handed. You want the sailor on MVBVI. I present him to you as more than worthy to be in your employment. Let me say this young man is among my best friends. So you know, I'm going to come here tonight to package him and sell him. And I hope I have done a good job. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me with a Huntom's Got round of applause welcome, and welcome Miss Adina's son, a son of Huntom's Got soil, Mr. Marvin M.B. Blyden. Let's hear it.
Candidate for the 5th electoral district. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come to 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them and fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy, transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no, Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote, my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote. MB get my vote. My vote. My vote, only he can make it better. MB is the man, with Ronnie at the helm. PVIM got the plan. Resilience, integrity, them can't match. If pressure get real, well, Ingrid have his back. Walk on with the school chain, and she have the tools them to use. Every child play a part in the future, so Stacy won't ignore the youth.
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chairperson. I come to my good friend for those very good, kind words. A lot of things happen in this area. And they happen, some of them under my watch. Mr. LeSean Smith, Mr. Aaron Charles, and Mr. Jamil Stout. They are not here with us today. Could we have a minute of silence for them? Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, residents of District 5, and all those at home and abroad who are listening. MB has finally arrived. Thank you, thank you. I am Marvin E. Blyden of Huntom's God. I am a proud son of once a hard-working woman mother, Adina Henley, and the son of the late James Blyden. I was raised and deeply rooted in the soil of this, my only home, the God. I am a businessman, and I have been fortunate. And with the prayer of a praying mother, I am the owner of several businesses, all but one in the 5th district. I am before you tonight to continue to offer my service to you, the people of the 5th district, and indeed the whole territory from a different level. I aspired to represent you in the next House of Assembly. Many have asked the question. They asked me, my son, what take you so long? And some have said, tell me why you're going in now in all the middle of that mailing. And if you guys been living here for a while, you know the BVI have mailing. but with the chosen leader of mine and the group behind me, we will carry it up. Many years ago, the late Dr. Q.W. Osborne asked me to do two things: become a politician and become a member of a church. His request at that time fell on some young deaf ear. To answer the question, what took me so long? I will come back to what took me so long now, but I will tell you it took an extra longer time because my application and my resume was on this young man's desk for a whole 2 weeks. I could not understand why it was sitting for so long. But eventually, after 2 weeks, he called me in. I never know he was through Honduran asking about integrity and things like that. You know, that's not no joke, that's serious. And I began to feel bad because I was the last person to come on this ship. And he still got my application hold up. And then the people them telling he only got 9 people. So I said, that's exactly why he had my application hold up. Because this man was looking for integrity. Anyway, I'm here. So what took me so long? The answer is simple. I had confidence and saw results from previous candidates, results that not only benefited the people of the 5th District, but also benefited the territory locally, regionally, and internationally. To answer the question of why now, I will just say for now that our country is on a crossroad and we need a team to make advancement for the benefit and interest of the residents of the 5th District and the territory-wide. Residents of District 5, the political story of this district has not been told by any of the candidates, past or present, seeking your vote. I will take a few minutes to give you a little political education of this district where I am living, where I'm from. But remember, I'm from 2 places, but I grew up all my life here. After the district was formed, the first representative of the district was the late Honorable Q.W. Osborne. And I am proud to say he was my boss. He represented this district from 1953, 63 until 67. He was followed by number 2, the late Honorable I.G. Fonseca, from 1967 to 1971. From 1971 to 1975, we were blessed with number 3, Honorable Conrad Maduro. Lo and behold, from 1975 to 79, who won the race? Number 4, the late Honorable Q.W. Osborne. From 1979 to 1995, he was followed by number 5, the late Honorable Cyril B. Romney. History was made in 1995 when our district was represented by number 6, a female, the late Honorable Ethelyn Gardy Smith, who served from 1995 until 2003, 23. Women have arrived, and in 2003, number 7 was the late Honorable Dolores Christopher, who served from 2003 until 2007. Once more, it was a man thing. And number 8 was the Honorable Elvis Jughead Harrigan, who served from 2007 till 2011. Woman took over again, and number 9 and 10 for our district was once more the late Honorable Dolores Christopher. She served 2 terms, from 2011 until 2015, 2015 until 2018, when God called her home. A by-election was not called because it was just a few more months before election. Our district saw number 11, our present representative, Honorable Corey Raymond. Resident of District 5, I, Marvin Blyden, know my district. I can say with a deep sense of pride that I have helped to build this district. Please, residents and supporters who are within the sound of my voice, I am telling you tonight, if you elect me, you will be in good hands. District 5, I say you will be in good hands. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the question of why now. Okay, welcome. Take a seat in front. I have resided in Hampton Court from the time I was a little boy, and I have owned businesses and real estate in this district for over 40 years. Over 40 years, and I'm not going away. As I drive through the district, I am saddened by the lack of attention, progress, and the lack of basic necessities. I am also saddened by the lack of incomplete projects. The residents of the district and the businesses that many owns depends on water and proper sewage disposal. Not only are these things plaguing the district, but the entire territory. Coincidentally, the current representative of the 5th District is the Minister of Communication, Work and Utilities. The same minister who is responsible for water distribution in the territory. In 2019, there were no water meters for the residents of the territory. In May of 2021, the honorable member for the 5th District stated that the government pays over $27 million annually for water and collect roughly $5 million annually. Ladies and gentlemen, I will repeat this because I want to make it clear. The government paid $27 million for water annually and only collect $5 million annually. Now you do the maths. Yeah, you do the maths. Listeners, that is a deficit of $22 million annually. In the last 4 years, a total of $88 million worth of water running through our street, through broken pipes and leakage. As of today, 4 years later, the Department of Water and Sewage, a department under the portfolio of the 5th District representative, remains without meter. Therefore, there are no meters to read, and the government continue to lose $22 million annually. I ask you tonight, can anyone, any home, any business survive that level of loss? friends and supporters resident in the 5th District, as a president, I know of the water challenges. I have heard and experienced the complaints. Ladies and gentlemen, when you honor us with your vote, a PVI government will do all in its power to ensure adequate water and reusable water. That water is not only to the 5th District, but the entire Virgin Island. The project will be funded by the recoup monies of $22 million annually. That is a solution. The road infrastructure of the 5th District and the territory is a disaster. We have all witnessed this daily by dodging potholes from east to west. When elected, a PVI government will commission the asphalt plant purchased by the Minister for Communication and Utilities 3.5 years ago. Could somebody buy a toy for 3.5 years ago and don't know if it's working or not? I must repeat, the asphalt plant has never been used or commissioned. We will find a solution and we will fix it. The recent redirection of the road tongue traffic has resulted in an increase in the traffic into District 5, specifically Huntham Gut in the area of Crossroad by the old Remy Smith shop, which is now Ramon Bar. This is of great concern due to accidents and near miss with people crossing the road to the daycare or even making a right turn to continue their journey. When elected, a PVI government will address this issue. A suggestion, and it's a suggestion. I'm not going to go and tell you guys we're going to do this, because by the time we go in there, my leader, who is a good finance minister, he will have to try to find money. He will find money. There's no money there. I assume there's no money there. A suggestion is to cover the gut separating the 4th and 5th District, beginning from the vicinity, the bridge next to the late Bonnet Smith property, down to UP Cinema, and make it a one-way road. This project could be financed by collecting the uncollected revenue of about $88 million based on the figure that the Minister for the subject mentioned when he spoke in the House of Assembly on May 10, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a solution. Cover in that gut. And that will ease the traffic. You just make a left by Remy Smith, go straight down, bust out by UP, and it is a big, when you cover the gut, it's going to be like 2 vehicles could pass, but we're going to make it a one-way road because we don't want nobody parking up on the other side and causing problems. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome economic development in my home. Therefore, I welcome the idea of the development by the basketball court. The area was once a haven for the young men and women, the young men of the village and elders to gather, sit, and enjoy each other's company. In my humble opinion, Before the commencement of the development, a plan should have been developed identifying a place for the young men, our country's future, and our elders. Additionally, on the same property, a wall was constructed in the middle of the property. This has already begun to cause challenges, such as further erosion by the gut, which will cause the undermining of the Huntington Bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, the solution must be swift. A wall must be constructed on the bank of the gut to prevent erosion. Also, bring back the young men to the District 5 and host regular sporting tournaments, for example, basketball, domino, etc. These tournaments will include all districts, which will build lifelong relationships. That is a solution. The marine industry, friends, voters, and supporters, the last administration spearheaded an initiative that disenfranchised local charter companies by eliminating several entry requirements to operate in the BVI, thus giving foreigners owners a competitive advantage over local base owners and operators. I commended the governor of the U.S. Virgin Islands, who was here a few weeks ago, to endorse the VIP and the 5th District candidate. Ladies and gentlemen, I would have endorsed him if I was a candidate because he did what any leader would have done for their people. He represented and found opportunities for his people of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Our own representative assisted him in finding those opportunities while neglecting his own. The 5th District is the home of the largest charter company in the Virgin Islands, and perhaps the largest in the Caribbean. When elected, a PVI government using the service of the H. Laverty Stout Community College will train and develop young men and women to take advantage of the blue economy. We will ensure a level playing field for locally owned boat operators and business owners while ensuring a competitive advantage over foreign-based operators and owners. That is a solution. Social challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, the social ills of the district are on the rise. The complaint of families having difficulties because of the high cost of living, including medication and rent, is hereby all who want to listen. As a business owner, I sometimes try to help in fighting against the increase in cost of living. I am aware that the cost of living is on the rise. The cost of much needed medication is on the rise. Shipping costs is on the rise. And the salary level is not rising. I do my part. I sometimes try to give discount on medication or other items if the customer cannot afford them. When elected, a PVI government will address these challenges of the high cost of living by meeting with local businesses, amend legislation where necessary to subsidize medication for the terminally ill, the mentally challenged, and medical equipment and accessories to help drive down the cost of healthcare. That is solution. We're going to bring the solution, and we're going to fix it. Friends, voters, and supporters, after a member of the territory who vote in District 5 telephoned a local radio station to voice his concern, the current district representative made it clear on that radio talk show that he did certain things, whatever they may be, to put food on the table so that the caller family could eat. That was very low. The PVI government will never go down that road. Vote for we or not, you're going to be part of us. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the reasons that caused the Commission of Inquiry to open an investigation out of concern that the public funds were being used to buy votes. And I hate when politicians do that. They make it look like they're doing you all a favor. Yeah, it's your money, but they don't do that, do it like that. This call clearly depicted potential victimization, which will prevent members of the community, particularly those in the 5th District, from voicing their concern for fear of political victimization. All of our lives have been challenged for the past 7 years. We have all experienced the flood and the 2 Category 5 hurricane of 2017. Together we will have endured the COVID-19 pandemic and the Commission of Inquiry. Yes, friends, we have all witnessed and endured them. Together we have seen our country being labeled as a narco state, corrupt, bad governance, and we live under the possible suspension of our Constitution. And the list goes on. Ladies and gentlemen, we elect any members of the VIP will send a message to our international community that we label our country and voters as corrupt and condoling corruption. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you tonight that the best solution is inexpensive and does not require any budgetary exercise. All that is required is for all of you to go to the poll on April 20th and April 24th and vote them out. When Xing them out, I encourage you to honor me with your support by putting an X next to the name of Marvin E. Blyden. But please, please, don't send me into the fight alone. As you all know, I never travel by myself. I always have Ishmael or somebody next to me. If you send me alone and you don't send my at-large team, led by the Honorable Ronnie Skelton and also Miss Shayna Smith-Archer, Mr. Stacy Boda Matters, Miss Ingrid Moses Scatliff, Miss Sylvia Moses, Mr. Ian Smith, Miss Shireen Fax Charles, and don't forget my cousin Mitch. Well, he's taking with Mitch. we will be the answer to your election prayer. We are sure that you will get your job done. I thank you all for listening. Hampton God, in short order, I will be in the other areas of the district along with my traveling companion. Please be safe, and thank you for coming.
I am Marvin Blyden, candidate for the 5th electoral district. Together, we will make it better.
Celeb, press the button.
Marvin Blyden, he get my vote. A friend of the people, he give them hope. To find the solutions to fix issues. Changes must come to 20 votes. VIP, all of them must go. Boss my tire, them may fix them roads. And I so fed up, I don't pick my side. Marvin Blyden for District 5. I know MB, he is a man trustworthy, transparent, surely he my people. Don't cry, no, Blyden get my vote. MB get my vote. PVIM get my vote.
Give him your vote.
Get my vote. My vote.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hampton's got District 5. Give it up for your next representative, Marvin MB Blyden. MB, you're in District 5. I thought you're going to have 5 solutions. I have about 25. And if I leave you going any longer, you would have had 27 million, because I heard you say something about $27 million being spent and only collecting 5. Deficit of 22. Well, sir. MB, ladies and gentlemen, I learned some things. MB said if he was the governor of the U.S. Virgin Islands, he would have been up here partying too. Because while, and you remember I used to say something about a hot and help government, while them helping them, they're hurting us. They got to go. They got to go. They got to go. MB is about solutions, building businesses and offering solutions. Look at that. You talk about the bridges and, Ronnie, find the money. Because we're going to build this country for the people of these Virgin Islands. Lord have mercy. I like it, and I love this team. I love this blue team. I love this blue team. From District 1 all the way down, and my at-large team, Buddha say, is automatic. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the next speaker that is coming before us tonight. Is my friend and my brother. For over 20 years, he has run the Youth Empowerment Program up in Langlo, and has trained and tutored over 8,000 persons and young people in this BVI. I said 8,000. He has been an educator in the school system for over 15 years. And he says that the young people, that the in-between and even our seniors, they matter with Meta. Ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about someone who cares about people and things that matter, listen to you, listen to me tonight. This is my friend, this is my brother. Welcome somebody who is straight up and honest and tells you like it is. BVI, if you want to know that you matter, get up on your feet and welcome with me my friend and brother, Stacy, Buddha, Meta.
Stacy, hey, the country need him now, we can't wait for later. I'm telling you. What's this in data? More solution to our problems in our constitution. I'm telling you. What's this in data? Hey, the country need him now. We can't wait for later. I'm telling you. What's this in data? What? Fix any situation in our nation. I'm telling you. A man with pride, nothing too high.
Good night to all in the 5th. It is nostalgic for me to be here tonight. I can remember spending afternoons and summers in hospital up on the hill up there, in my grandmother's house. Carmencita Richardson was my grandmother. Macduff, Smiley, Patsy, Armin, Jice, Jackie, all my family, and Auntie Val, God rest her soul. And I forget El Lado, I get cut for that. Now, during my summers and afternoons, I would be up on the hill with Kishma, Liran, Buckle, and my brother Aaron. And we would enjoy borrowing mangoes, soursaps, and guineps from our neighbors' trees. I said borrowing. Mango season is coming again, the 5th you're going to see me. Later, I spent many of my years teaching many of the youth in the 5th at the Althea Scatliff Primary School. Now, the bond that we share for the mighty Scatliff will guide the rebuilding of that. I promise you, it will happen. The 5th is a vibrant district known for its love of culture, music, and country. More so, it is made up of some people who are strong-willed and determined to live life to its fullest. Y'all see why I'm pointing at? I am proud to stand in support of a courageous man tonight who is willing to stand up against the incumbent when no one else would. He stands against a Goliath that will fall. MB is a man who has done a lot for the district and the wider BVI. He is an original entrepreneur in this country. He would never allow us, as he said, to lose $20 million in revenue. $22, sorry, but I keep adding up, you know. Tonight I want to borrow some of his courage and talk about issues that are not often brought up in our community. I want to give a voice to the voiceless, to our children, our women, our men, and our elderly who face abuse daily. There are many in our communities who are suffering within their own homes, who need help. Help with abuse, help with meals, help with meeting their needs. And y'all heard MB speak about it tonight. Tonight I want to ask for all of us to be more caring, more concerned about our neighbors, and in particular, our golden gems. They must matter, and matter more than just going to them during elections and bringing them out of their homes. They must matter every day and not only on election day. These are areas of great concern to me and all of PVIM team. Have you ever heard Ronnie speak about our elderly? You would know. We will give all of you a voice because you matter with META and Team PVIM. Now, April is the month of child abuse prevention. And this is why we see the pinwheels, the blue ribbons, the teddy bears throughout our territory. During this month, social workers, teachers, police officers, churches, youth workers, and anyone interacting with children make a special effort to encourage children to speak up if they're being abused and to bring more awareness to this issue. In fact, it was Honorable Ronnie Skelton who introduced our child protection legislation into effect when he was the Minister of Social Development. But we have a long way to go. Our children should be protected in homes in which they love, in schools in which they attend, the programs they attend, the churches they attend, and the communities they live in. It is time for us to provide our children with the help they need when some form of abuse happens to them. It is time to increase the number of school counselors in our schools. Each farm in high school, over 200 children, has one counselor. It is time to swiftly the process for trials and increase the penalties for sex offenders and other predators in our society. Ingrid is going to help us with that. It is time that bus drivers, teachers, youth workers, and all persons who come in contact with our children attend mandatory training of what is appropriate interaction with our children. It is time for them to know how to report when a child is suspected of being a victim of abuse. People, this is serious. It is time to take the protection of our youth more seriously, provide social development, mental health workers, the police force, and the Attorney General's chambers with the competent staff that they need. Give them the laws and policies that they need to protect our children. Now I have a vision for this territory, which is shared with MB in the 5th. One where the ideas of our young creatives are fostered and developed. Imagine a young man or woman who has learned financial literacy, the basics of business planning, and MB can help with this. And they learn how to manage businesses during their adolescence. Imagine all children being given a greater encouragement to start small businesses and run them. You heard Shana talk about the Small Business Bureau. When we tie real life experiences with the academics in our schools, we will plant seeds so the youngest of us are able to own their own wealth. We can grow more local businesses and change the course of the BVI. Where our economy grows, our youth will grow. Now, our youth matter, and when I am elected, I will move to ensure that programs are introduced, especially in this district. It is time to move away, and we should have moved away from one resource center decades ago. It is time to guide our children into becoming empowered businessmen and women. It is time to pay our teachers in our schools what they deserve. It is time to update the school's curriculum, remove the overlapping content, and introduce more skills on the needs of our local community and the wider world. We want to make sure our children are not stuck believing that they live in a small bubble when they live in a gigantic world. Our children must be exposed to technology during school and after school programs. Those programs, those apps that we have on our phones, it is time for our children to develop them, and when we download them, cha-ching, they're making money. Tonight I say to you, automatic! Tonight when I say to you that you matter with Meta, education matters with Meta, the youth of the 5th district, you matter with the mayor and Meta. The Virgin Islands needs a government it can trust. Leaders who they know are acting on their best interests. Our leader, Honorable Skelton, is proven. He is a proven leader, a leader you can trust automatically. Now imagine a PVIM government managing the affairs of this great little nation where our money goes into our schools, into our youth, into our healthcare, our seniors, our mentally challenged, or infrastructure, or environment, or festivals, or culture, or farmers, or tourism, or teachers, or athletes, or BVI-owned small businesses, and we can name so many other things. But our money has not gone into that. Because the doctors and the nurses in the healthcare will happen as well, my brother. Imagine a BVI where we curtail wasteful spending and manage our spending at all times, ensuring policies and procedures are strengthened to ensure hands are off the money. Imagine a civil service working together towards common goals with targets and reward programs. Incentives must be given to all civil servants to meet targets. Imagine leaders you can trust and the service you will receive with that leadership. Imagine providing the tools to all people to get the job done. BVI, it is time for us to move past imagining, vote and make it reality. Automatically! District 5, do not listen to the noise. This is possible. It existed in governments before, in the past. Do not lose hope. A PVIM government will make it happen. You have a man here in District 5 who is a community-minded individual. He is more community-minded than many of us are. We can admit it. He is so down to earth. He is approachable, and he is understandable. Please, it's time for a change in this district. Give the mayor, Marvin MB Blyden, your vote, and along with the rest of PVIM team, it will make our country automatically better. Now I want to ask you before I leave to also consider that in the 4th district there is a lady. She will be the 4th district representative of the 4th, Sylvia Romney Moses, an intelligent lady who brings a lot to the table. In the 2nd district, you have a man that I have grown to love and respect. He speaks up when it's needed. It might not be the way you want it done, but he does it. Vote for Melvin Mitch Turnbull in the 2nd. In the 3rd, as Miss P say, I'm going to say it, bring home the liberator. He is part of PVIM. Bring him home. In the 4th, a gentleman that I have so much respect for. His skill set is second to none in that race today. Bring Ian S. Smith home in the 4th. We're moving away from the 5th because we just went there. And we're heading across to the waters. You see the 4th female representative again for the 9th district. Shireen Flax Charles is another person who you do not have to question whether or not her character will push her to speak up if something is wrong. Give her that X. Now you see this lady right here? Ingrid. Ingrid has a passion for doing what is right. And all of us know that our court systems and our social welfare systems need to be addressed. Give Ingrid that X and give Ingrid that opportunity. Now let Shayna get your X, and I'm going to say it soft, so she can fix the things that Kai never did. Shayna will fix the roads. And this gentleman behind me, there is so much that has not been said about Honorable Ronnie Skelton. But I'm going to say it one time for the one time. You see this man? When you are uncomfortable, he is uncomfortable. And this is why he's sitting here at this stage tonight. Because when you have a leader that understands your discomfort, and he gets up and walks out to help you, you cannot second guess his motives. Give this man an X. And for those of you who do not know who I am Stacy. I am the easiest one to see among this group. They have come after me for many things, but I'll say this to you tonight. If you know me, and you know what I stand for. Ignore the noise. I am educated, but above all, I love my people. So I ask you tonight to automatically send me to the 5th House of Assembly along with Team PVIM. Good night, 5th District.
Can't wait for later, I tell you. What's this later? No solution to our problems in our constitution, I tell you. What's this later? Stacy. Hey, the country need him now, we can't wait for later, I tell you. What's this later? What? Fix any situation in our nation, I tell you. A man with pride, nothing to hide.
Ato. MB. Ato. I like it. Stacy. Automatic. Shayna. Ingrid. Sylvia. Ian. Mitch. Shireen. Fraser. Ready! Ladies and gentlemen, automatic is automatic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the place where we would hear from the man himself. I want to take the time to do this. This young man has several compelling reasons why you should consider voting for him, and I mean none other than our chairman, Ronnie W. Skelton. First and foremost, he is a champion of the policies that promote social and economic justice. For example, He has been the vocal advocate for looking into raising the minimum wage, which can help ensure that workers are paid a fair and livable wage. Additionally, he has worked tirelessly to make sure that education is free free at the HLS Community College for the local, and they get their fair share to contribute to the VVI community. In addition, his commitment to promoting social and economic equity, Mr. Skelton, Honorable Premier Skelton, I apologize, sir, has also demonstrated his dedicated support to small businesses in the community. Despite having his own business space, he has ensured that he's rented specifically and mostly to locals in this territory. Furthermore, Honorable Skelton has his personal story of humble beginnings and using hard work, dedication, and commitment to ensure that members of the community are rising to a higher level. This man, Ronnie W. Skelton, has mentored me since I came into the Honorable House of Assembly and has become like a second father, uncle, big brother, and friend to me. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to talk about a man that cares. You want to talk about a man that loves his country. You want to talk about a man that honors the legacy of his parents. Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and welcome with me the next Premier of these Virgin Islands, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton!
Gets it done. And listen when me tell you, Randy is the a man of action, not just talking. He'll build us up, he's not joking. Okay. A leader whose record is proven. PVIM is the real thing. He's the leader we need.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I have to thank my colleague, Mitch Turnbull, for those kind words. And I also have to thank Ms. Honorable Eileen Parsons for her kind words. You know, Honorable Parsons remembered exact date and time that we met back in 1975. That's when we had a lot of energy, we had a lot of time, and we were totally interested in building our country so that future generations, yet unborn, will survive here in the Virgin Islands. You know, they say let the work you have done speak for you. But sometimes it doesn't work. You still have to remind them, toot your own horn. So residents and voters of the 5th District and the entire Virgin Islands, and those of you who are listening to us here on social media, I want to say a special good night to each and every one of you. These Virgin Islands is in a bad place. And this is why I went and put so much pressure on my friend of so many years, to stand up and be counted, and he did. Now, Marvin, Blyden, you can see a lot of stuff about other people, but if you find a person with a bigger hat, a more kinder hat, you let me know, because this man head is so big, I think it takes up all his chest. This is a man you could call 2 o'clock in the morning if you need, what is that name, Ambi? If you need paregoric. And he will wake up out his bed and come to your house and deliver the paragaric for you. This is a man, if you're keeping a birthday party and you need ice, he send you the ice in the cooler. This is a man, it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter where you live. This is a man who cares about his country and his community. So I am so happy tonight. I am so happy tonight that my friend Marvin Blyden has joined me on this stage. And you have heard Marvin, every day he creates a new business. I think he left out one. He has a dealer license to sell cars, MB's car dealership or something. So this guy, you know, he has started MB's Ice, A&M Laundry, Kuma, MB's Construction. So this guy is not a Johnny-come-lately. Marvin knows what he's doing. And he's one of my best friends. You know. So we are here tonight, residents and voters of the 5th District. We are here as a PVIM team to ask you, to beg you, to plead with you, because of the state of affairs our country is in. And you didn't put us in this state. You heard Marvin say, and I will say, that the Virgin Islands parties who put us in this state. And now they're here telling you that they can fix this. Ladies and gentlemen, voters of the Virgin Islands, come on. These people are not fit to lead. So we are here asking you, giving you the option for the next 4 years. Let us get the wall outside. Let us get the UK government. Let us get whoever think we are these set of bad and corrupt people. Give us the opportunity to fix this for you. Our country is in crisis. Our country has an order in council holding over its head. Our country that our forefathers fought for, the first ministerial government we had in 1967, and they're saying to us that we can lose it. We're going to go backward 10, 15, 20 years. We cannot afford to do this. Don't let them fool you. Yes, they are our friends. Yes, I will try to feed them. I will try to do good for them. Because at the end of the day, they're one of us, they're British Virgin Islanders. But that's no reason to give them your country again, to make a mess of. So I am here asking for your vote. Because in spite of all of this, you heard Sheena said, in 10 years we spend $4 billion with a capital B. $4 billion. And what has happened? Our roads are in problems. Our water is in crisis. Our sewage is in crisis. Our healthcare system is in crisis. Our schools are in crisis. We have more than enough monies to manage our affairs. We just have to use it wisely. So, ladies and gentlemen, give us the opportunity. Give the PVIM government the opportunity to fix these stuff for you. You know, I understand they're saying I can't take credit for the things that I have done, but I can take the blame for the things that I have done. I don't understand that kind of foolishness. You know, I must take the blame for the NHI. I am willing to, with my colleagues, get in there and get it fixed. But for the things that are doing good, I can't take no credit for it. And I say that is so hypocritical that it's sad. So I am here with a team of members. They have the ability, they have the capability, the integrity, they are highly trained. They are accountable, and they're willing to abide by the rules of transparency in order to build our country back. So, ladies and gentlemen, the choice in my mind is clear. This is the team that you need to build the country back. They got in there and they have you believing that all politicians, all who seek in political office, are a bunch of greedy set of selfish people. And here it is. They create a retiring allowance, amendment to the retiring allowance, cap 139, that if I go in there for 1 year, for one term, and come out, I could walk away with $300,000. This cannot happen. So our first order of business is to repeal the amendment to the Retiring Allowances Act. And we understand that legislators need a decent salary, but it cannot be to the levels that we have legislated. So the first order of business will be to repeal it. Because I tell people, and I continue to say, I didn't go into politics, those of you who know me well, to enrich myself or my family. I told you, I drove in with my own car for 16 years, and I drove out with it. Gasoline, maintenance was at my expense. So you don't have to worry about me trying to do things that are not right. So ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we need to remove the order of council from over our heads so people can continue to live without fear of this thing happening. Because I can't understand it. Our ancestors who were not as educated, institutionalized education as we are. And here it is. With all the education we have lawyers, engineers, master's degree, pharmacist's degree, PhDs, and everybody around. And you tell us we're going to lose something that people without the skill set that we have created for us? It can't happen. So ladies and gentlemen, healthcare, NHI, People's Hospital, Dr. D. Orlando Smith Hospital, clinics in Virgin Gorda, do not take these things lightly. But I will say to you that it's better to stay healthy by eating healthy than to get sick. But if you get sick, you need facilities, both the resources, the doctors, the nurses, the equipment to bring you back to good health. I know it. I had the experience. And here I am. So I don't play lightly with education and healthcare. We need to fix these stuff for the benefit of our people. You heard Shana talk about something as simple, it sounds complex, as chemotherapy. When we left the hospital, when we were fired or voted out, we were almost doing chemotherapy at the hospital. And here it is, today it's still not done. So we have to get to go back there and make sure it's done. We have a garbage problem. It's massive. And every time you think you come into a solution, it gets worse. We got to fix it once and for all. And I was on the LDA before I resigned to seek political office again, and there is a plan. There is a landfill plan, there is a vegetation plan of the hillside, and there is incineration with scrubber plan. We just need to do the things that are good and right for our people in our country. The sewage problem. Every time you change a government, the sewage problem is changed. That can't continue. We need a national plan for these things, and whenever government gets into office, they need to follow through. You cannot continue to elect people that when another set comes in, we throw it away. The member for the 5th district, present member, he's building some economic zone units right down the road here. You telling me when we get into office, we should cancel it? No. Let's find out what was being done and finish the project, get the people in Hunter's Gut, invested in small businesses. That's what I believe every government should be doing. But ladies and gentlemen, food security is a big problem in this country. And when I say food security, because it's a simple, it has a more complex word that I can use, but it's simple because I talk about food security, that means we're growing our own, as much as our own food as we possibly can. Here in the Virgin Islands, we need to get the pig farmers, the goat farmers, the sheep farmers, and they need to be in pens, not roaming wild, destroying people's vegetation. Put them in pens and let us grow them so when we need food, we have food. Let the vegetable and the small crop farmers get moving and producing tomatoes, lettuce, cucumbers, the things that can keep us healthy. We need to do more with agriculture. And don't let nobody fool you. Yes, the government give away a lot of money, $40 million of Social Security money. And that was not the government's money. That was all of us here who contribute to the Social Security scheme. And $40 million to give. You know what? If you had planned properly, what you're going to do in agriculture to feed the people. So, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot afford to continue to make these mistakes. Every place in the world, agriculture is subsidized. We know it. We get people to grow food. Some of it probably will be wasted, but it can go back into the soil and grow more food. So we have a plan. We have a plan to fix healthcare, do more with food production in this country, because I don't know if you guys remember Hurricane Irma and Maria. I remember it like yesterday, because I've never felt anything like that in my life. And that was like my 10th hurricane. Maria, Irma come destroy us. The Puerto Ricans run to our aid. And we were very grateful for their assistance. And then Maria came, and it destroyed Puerto Rico, was heading for Miami, where we get most of our stuff, between Puerto Rico and Miami. What would have happened to us as a people? So it's important for us to continue to stress. Those of you who can do backyard gardening and grow stuff, grow stuff. Those of you who can do large plantations, do large plantations. Those of us who can do medium-sized plantation, let us do these things so we can feed our people with healthy, unprocessed food. But ladies and gentlemen, you heard my colleagues eloquently listed a lot of projects that are important, their priorities, but even the priorities got to be prioritized. But one of the things that I'm asking for before we get there is, what is the financial state of affairs of our country? Anybody can say? We need to publish the financial state of affairs of the country. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to know how much money we have, what is our debt, how do we service our debt, what is the receivables, what is the payables. We need to know simple things like that so we can plan properly to make your life a lot easier. So, ladies and gentlemen, residents and voters of the 5th District, and especially Ms. Adina, who is there listening to us. Ms. Adina, you will be very proud of your son because he has done well. So, ladies and gentlemen, residents and voters of the 5th District, and those of you who in the homes listening to us, whether you're on your porch or your car, please let us do the right thing. Give us Marvin Blyden as your representative. So here we are, the PVIM team. We have 9 members and an associate. We have Sylvia Moses in the force. Come on stage. Sylvia comes highly decorated. She was Inland Revenue. She was in international affairs in the Premier's office, the whole financial services, some of the regimes she was responsible for from the Premier's office. So we need the people in the 4th District to vote for Sylvia Moses. Let us think country. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. You know, he's so disappointed in the party that he supported, that he feels that everybody is the same. And he's just interested in what is in it for him. And I try to tell my good friend, it's about country this time. If the country does well, the people are going to do well. Every boat gonna float, and some gonna float higher than the others. And in the second district, we sticking with Mitch. We have Mitch Melvin Turnbull. He has represented the second district and the people of these Virgin Islands well. And like I say, in the third district, we want our supporters to vote for Honorable Julian Fraser. And he in turn is telling his supporters to vote for the PVIM team. So we are very happy to have that arrangement. In the fourth district, we want you to vote for Ian Smith. Ian is a banker by profession, an economist by trade, and a farmer by choice. Ian, where the country is financially, we need Ian to help us to unravel some of this stuff. So I am so happy to have Ian join me and join this team. And in the fifth, we have the mayor. Marvin, time is now. Marvin, time is now. This is Marvin's time. Marvin, this is your time. And in the ninth, we have a strong female out there. She up against 3 males. And I know I don't want to say, my Shireen gonna pull it off. Shireen Flaxchars look after the interests of the Virgin Islands. And now she's represented in 9 districts. She's gonna look after the people of the 9 district. We were in Antigua with Shireen some weeks ago. And the most people we run into, all they say, Shireen is here every Wednesday for 4 years. She's interested in representing the people of Antigua and Virgin Gorda to the best of her ability. And your last team, our last team, we have Stacy Buddha Mehta. The young people, and he's taking my seniors away from me. And the old people, the seniors, it matters with Mehta. This is one time in this country's history, and I know it's a trend throughout the world where young people seem to be being left to their own vices. And here it is, we have a young man who is willing to take up the mantle to fight to make sure all young people, I don't think he's got 100%, so if you get 95, don't concentrate on the 5. Concentrate on the 95 that he's making success on. You know. We need Stacy. Shana is one of the most organized project person that I've ever seen. And Shana is here again at the 4th time asking you, please, don't make the mistake again. Let us try. If you want something done and you want it done quickly, what do you do with it? Give it to a woman and it's going to happen. Give me Shana. Member of the 5th District, give me Shana, please. And we have a young woman with a lot of energy, a lawyer by profession. And she's no joke. I worked with her for 8 years in the House of Assembly. And she did tell me, Skelton, you're the only one to come early. But here is Ingrid. We have a lot of social issues in this country. If you talk to some of the councillors who is dealing with these issues, you will recognize domestic violence is on the uprise, child abuse is on the rise, all the social ills of this country. Single parents are working 2 jobs, sometimes 3 jobs. The school-age child is at home by themselves. Listen, we got serious problems. We need a system, both the social system, the legal system, to solve some of these issues for us as a people and a country. So I need you to vote for Ingrid Moses Catliff. And I don't know if you recognize, we, what you say, ready? We are ready to do the work. And as we get closer to the election, we will tell you some of the things that we're going to get done in the first 100 days of our administration. And we're going to tell you that it will be done. And there'll be no excuses. So ladies and gentlemen, oh Lord, what about me for you? I so happy with my team that I forgot myself. So ladies and gentlemen, residents and voters of the 5th District, I am no stranger to you guys. I am no stranger to the 5th District. You know me. You know what I can do, and you know what I won't do. You can trust me. All I am interested in is making the lives of the people of the Virgin Islands better. And I have a record to prove it. Every place that I have been, I left it better than when I met it. So I need your vote also to complete the team. So on April 20th, that's 15 days from today. 15 days. 15 days from today. All of the seniors and those who need special assistance will go and vote. Vote. Where are we? It's on the front? Them can't see. It's on the arrow on the front. Look for that symbol. Look for that symbol and vote for your blue team. And on the 24th, 19 days from today, those of you able-bodied, let us go to the polls early in numbers and vote for the PVIM party. Let us do this thing. Let us get our country back on a good footing. Let us do the things that will help our country to progress as our forefathers did. Let us do it and do it with determination and focus. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for coming out. I thank you for listening to us. I thank you for your support in advance. And may Jehovah God continue to bless you in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
PVIM, Money and the team gon' make things happen. You know we're stronger together. We got to try secure the future. We got one common goal. So let's go to the polls and vote progressive. You think it easy when you're trying to look out for each other. You think it easy when you're getting screwed by the ones in power. We got one common goal. So let's go to the polls and vote progressive. Don't waste your vote. Catch the wave. Vote progressive. Don't waste your vote. Catch the wave. Vote progressive. This thing's simple, solving the problem. One way to vote at PVIM. Money and the team gon' make things happen. You know we're stronger together. We got to try secure the future. We got one common goal. So let's go to the polls and vote progressive. In this critical time, who you gonna trust with your money? Everybody think himself. PVIM is for the country. Progression for all. Who you gonna trust?